Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Learn and practice to get more and more better results.
Okay, so we've talked now about meaning and about spelling. Another important area we need to focus on when we're learning a new word is pronunciation, okay, how we say the word. This is really important because just like spelling, when we learn the correct pronunciation of a word, it helps us store the word in a certain part of our brain. And so we have, again, deeper levels in our brain where the word is stored, and we have more connections to other words. So pronunciation is very important. Also, another reason why pronunciation, or how we say the word, is important is because if we know how the word sounds, and if we can pronounce it and hear it, it makes it easier to find in movies or in TV or in conversation. And so that gives us more opportunities to hear the word. Okay, and that's what we want, because we want to know, how is this word used in different contexts, in different ways? Are there more than one meaning of this word? How can I use this word? So if you can pronounce the word correctly, and if you know how it should be pronounced, that can really help you understand or find the word more frequently or more often, and that's what you want. So hear it more often in movies and conversation equals better understanding of the word and more memory. You can remember when you heard the word, and that can also help you remember it. When we're talking about pronunciation, we're talking about many things. We're talking about how each sound in the word sounds, and we're also talking about syllables. So for example, if I say the word cat, that has one syllable. If I say zebra, that has two syllables. If I say intelligent, that has four syllables. Okay, so we can also clap out syllables. That sometimes helps. So zebra, ant, cat, intelligent, or counting them can help us be more aware of how many syllables are in a word, and that's important for the pronunciation. In English, we sometimes have silent syllables. So for example, I have here the word chocolate. Many students don't know that this part is silent. We don't say it. So many students will say chocolate, but it's actually chocolate. Chocolate. Okay, it's two parts to that word. Chocolate. So that's how knowing how many syllables can help you with your pronunciation. And that can also help you with remembering the words. We also have sometimes silent letters in English. It's important when you're learning a new word to know if it has any silent letters and which sounds you should not pronounce. So for example, I've met many students who have trouble with this word. Island. There's one silent letter in it. Do you know which one it is? Island. The S is silent. We don't say Iceland, we say island. Okay? So knowing what is a silent letter is very important, because that will help you, first off, people will understand you better, and also it will help you remember the word. Knowing the stress of the word. When I talk about stress, I'm not talking about, the stress you feel during a test. I'm talking about in language, when we talk about stress, we're talking about the way we pronounce the word, and we're talking about when we say a word or a part of a word louder and longer. Okay? So this is really important in English because the stress on a word can change the meaning. So for example, I have here the word present. If I put stress, or if I say louder and longer the first part, present, I have many presents, then this means like a gift, okay? Versus present, that's an action, that's a verb. I presented today, I present, it means giving like a formal talk. So in this case we have a noun, and in this case we have a verb. How did we know the difference? Based on pronunciation and based on knowing the correct stress. So I know I've just talked a lot about a lot of different things here. I've talked about silent syllables, I've talked about sentence stress. I've talked about silent letters. The last thing I wanted to say about pronunciation and why it's important is there are a lot of words in English where if we don't say them correctly or if we mispronounce them, we might say an embarrassing word instead. Okay, so I know a lot of students have trouble with the word sheet and they say shit, which is, a bad word in English. Or same with beach. They say, a different word in English, which is also a bad word. So it's very important that you know correct pronunciation to help you so you don't make any embarrassing mistakes. And again, all of these things will help you remember the words better. So now let's look at our final part of the word. When we learn new words, we really need to understand the grammar.